from my point of view, what to expect in the term sheet. There are a lot of financial discussions in the term sheet. Obviously, you're going to be talking about stock ownership, everything from stock ownership to exit strategies. Let me offer a couple of themes, though, because we don't have time today to get into the details. The details of that term sheet might depend on where you live. Certainly, it will depend on market conditions and the industry that you're contemplating entering. But keep in mind, the term sheet is not the deal. It's an offer to dance, to step out onto the floor. It's not the be-all and end-all of where you're going to be. It's simply the introduction. It is also a non-binding document. I find in this market, because it's usually at that point that we become involved. And in this market, people are so eager for capital that they tend to regard the arrival of the term sheet as the end of the discussion, and it is not. The only elements in that term sheet that are generally enforceable would be the confidentiality provision, very important. The nature of the relationship hopefully will be exclusive, at least for a limited period of time while you get to know your prospective partner. And last but not least, the term sheet will discuss in great detail who's responsible for the expenses of this endeavor, for this date that you're going out on, to see if it's going to become a permanent thing. Finally, keep in mind as you look at the term sheets that it's only a framework for moving forward. By the time a lot of you get to the term sheet for a Class A equity round, you will have already accepted funds probably from friends and family. You may also have had an angel investor involved. As many of the speakers have noted this morning, those are individuals who expect a proportionally higher share of a return because they've taken a greater risk. One hopes that you've sought appropriate counsel at each of those earlier funding stages so that when a prospective equity investor looks at your corporate structure, they see sufficient value there that they're going to be able to receive in exchange for their money. But keep in mind as well, as you look for, say, a Class A equity round, you are still only on that continuum. There are yet stages to come after the equity rounds. You may have an A, you may have a B, and subsequent to that, we all remember this. I'm in practice 18 years. I do remember when everybody was going to do an IPO. But there are also other exit strategies that you might consider, particularly for technologically focused companies. They might enter into partnering arrangements or any one of a number of other ways to get the funds out of the business. But keep in mind, it's not the end game. It's part of a process.